Hi, this is Stephanie, and today I gave a 10-minute presentation at a networking group and wanted to share it with you. It is an overview of online marketing and all the areas where you need to know about if you have a business, and just help you kind of assess where you are in different parts of online and driving people to your business. And then the follow-up that you have with them and how Summit Digital Marketing Group, my company, can help you. So check it out, and hopefully if it is helpful, you'll let me know and put some comments down below. Feel free to answer any questions that I ask. I'd love to know what your #1 challenge is in marketing. And if you want to meet with me afterwards, feel free to shoot me a message and we'll get a call on the calendar. Okay, this is great. So I'm just going to jump in and give you guys an exercise. If you have a piece of paper or you have something you can write on, I want you to make a big old circle and make 3 quadrants. So you're going to have 3 pieces of pie, which is how I like to cut my pie. So I get nice big pieces. All right, and then one piece we're going to put presence. In another piece, we're going to put attraction. And the third piece, we're going to put conversion. And if you've met with me, you have heard me talk about these, because these are the 3 things that you need to really be aware of about your online business. So your presence is where you want to show up for other people, right? You want to actually have information. You want to be available for people to find you. And in that, a lot of times people find you on directories. So #1 question is going to be, how many directories are you on? And the idea is that you want to be on over 70 directories, and you want to be sure that you're on the GPS directory. And I'm going to move through this pretty quick. I could drill down and spend an hour on each of these, or more. So I'm probably not going to go into too much detail. But if you're not on directories, then Google is not seeing your information in a lot of different places. It's probably just seeing it maybe on your social media profile, maybe on your website. Hopefully you have Google My Business. Google My Business is a directory, and that's actually a really important one for you to be on. And that I would love to teach you guys about. If you're not already optimizing your Google My Business, definitely want to step up on that one. Social media profile and posting is one way. That's a very organic way to market. It's not necessarily the #1 way, but it is one way for you to have a presence, and it's important for you to have a presence, but you don't need to be on every social media. You only need to be on the social media that is present with your target audience. So if you're really going after those millennials, are you going to be on Facebook? Probably won't matter as much as if you're on Instagram or TikTok. Right? And if you're going after just high-end professionals, you're going to want to go after LinkedIn and Facebook. If you're a type of thing that they're going to search for, maybe you're a tree service, or you're a jewelry store, and you're going to type in jewelry near me, right? That's going to be a Google search. That's not going to be so much that they're looking on social media. They're just going to be looking for you elsewhere. They're going to be looking for you in search, which is more on attraction. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping. So reviews. Reviews is more important than social media profiles. So for those of you who are really focused on how to boost your posts, that's great, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is reviews, and that's one thing I would really like to see this group take advantage of more. And one thing that I'm going to ask you to do with my presentation when we're done is to talk about what's one thing you got out of this presentation, and can you please put it in the chat so I can use that text and quote you in my marketing materials. And I think for everybody who presents, it would be great if we could provide that kind of information for one another, so that we can each use that as little quotes, or even asking one another to give each other 5-star reviews, so that that goes up, because that's the most important thing, is where people are seeing reviews. People accept reviews and statements in reviews as much as they accept their friends and family referring them to that business. So it is that important. The next thing is attraction. So search engine optimization, and a lot of you know that term SEO, but you don't necessarily know what it means. So whether it's Facebook, whether it's your website, no matter what kind of presence that you have online, the search engines don't see any pretty pictures. They just see the title of the picture. So you don't want to upload pictures that say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the picture of you shaking hands with your client. You want to have it say your business name. You want to have it say a couple keywords, and then you can maybe say me shaking their hand. whatever it is, but something that the search engine will go, oh, that's a marketing business. Oh, that's a finance business. Every time they see that on your website, something's named correctly, or you've created the back end data to your website to be more accurate to your business, the more likely it's going to show up in search engines, because they're looking at you as just text, not as pictures and images. Is that making sense? Put a 1 in the comments if it makes sense. Put a 2 if you want me to come back around to that at the end. Awesome. Okay, 1, 1, 1. Perfect. Okay, the next thing is paid marketing. This is my favorite. Once all these other things are set up, a lot of times these are just setup things like the present stuff I was talking about. The paid marketing is the ongoing, and this is where you really want to generate ongoing income, and it's totally my favorite because I feel like you can, I know you can, I don't just feel it, I know, I have lived it, I have breathed it, I have helped people do this, create predictable income from paid marketing. And there is math to it on the back end, and that's all it is. It's just a calculation of numbers. How many people are you going to have to reach so that a certain percentage of those become clients, and how many of those clients are going to pay, and what is their average pay, and that's going to get you your, what's your expenses and your profits. So that's a whole other conversation about just business development, but it is one that I have with clients, or if you want to do one on a strategy call, I'd love to do that. And then the last area is conversion. And this is where I say this is your funnel web page. It is not your website. If you have a website, that's great, but that really goes up here in the presence area. A website doesn't typically get a whole lot of action unless it's run like a funnel. And what I mean by that is, does it have action items that are very specific, and it only requires one action per page. So when you come to my website, there's only one option. You can schedule a meeting with me. That's it. By the time they come to my page, and when they go to, and by the time they come to my page, they should have seen other paid marketing. They could have seen a video. They have seen me in a meeting, something else. So now I'm only giving them one option. And I would talk with you, and I have talked with several of you, about how to help people only have one option to connect with you on your page. Anne has done a fantastic job revamping her website to have a more attractive approach to her site, but also making sure that the action items are very clear. Instead of just being a presence, she has actually turned her website into a little bit more of a funnel. So if you want to go take a look at her page, she's a good example. So those are the major areas that I help people set up. And like I said, a lot of times there's the setup fee or the setup process, and then what I can do is I can train people's staff to just take it on over. I don't have to maintain this. A lot of times what happens is once I set it up, they go, oh yeah, this is a lot of work, I don't want to keep doing this. And so I say, that's okay, I'll be your outsourced marketing. And that is what I love, is I just love going ahead and just taking on their whole marketing. There's several people, in fact, there's a couple meetings I have this week where we're reviewing annual marketing plans. So we actually go over even things like mailings and how those interact with some of this stuff that we're putting together for them online, so that everything goes together. So with that, I'm going to tell you about the next part, and that is that fortune is in the follow-up. So no matter where you are online in your presence and your conversion, and no matter what you're doing, maybe your conversion isn't necessarily they're buying a product, maybe it's just that they want to make an appointment with you, or they're going to give you their email in exchange for an article you wrote. You want to be able to follow up with them 7 to 14 times before they make a purchasing decision. And we help people automate their email, their text, their voicemail, because you can do voicemail drops, and you only have to record it once, and it will voicemail drop 2,000 people. And then phone calls. Okay, thank you. I'm almost done. And so we help automate this whole process for people, so that really they just, once somebody responds to one of these, now they're engaged with that person, but they don't have to until that person's really interested, really shown. Not just are they interested in clicking on the paid ad, now they're actually interested in interacting with you. So we do the setup and the training over here in the bottom left, you can see, and then we help integrate and automate as much of it as we can. And I'm all about growing the ROI, making sure people are actually getting a return on investment. So I'm all about the math. I want to know that people can not just pay for the marketing from the marketing, but that they're going to make money from the marketing. So that is what I'm all about. I'm about long-term clients. I like people to stay with me. I want to be on their team for quite a while. So like I said, that's why we're an outsourced marketing department is what I call us. So who am I looking for? Dentists this week. So if you have one, which hopefully you do, and if you don't, I can refer you to a couple. Please send them an email and copy me with an introduction to us this week, and that is my email address. And I am ready for any questions. Woo!